All right. So it tells you something big's coming out, and I'm going to tell you why. So I'm going to call here. I say within 3 weeks, we have a decision here. And the reason I say that is because look at how it's just hovering inside of this range. Whenever you get these two lines are going to meet at some point, let's say 3 weeks out, it's going to force. So a little tricky this last couple of days because this again is what I've been fearing could happen. We've been talking about how this bigger pattern here, and let me draw on the chart here, this bigger pattern down and then this choppy sideways action is what's called a bear flag in technical analysis. And it's been forming since January. And it finally may have broken right here. And if that is the case, then it usually dictates not just a small move, but a bigger move. So just be ready. Again, have a game plan. I think the biggest thing for anyone who's an investor or trader is you always go into trades with game plans. And if something changes, you have to adjust and figure out, do you exit the trade? Do you enter? What are you going to do? But bottom line is you'll have a couple supports down here, one just below 35,000, around 34,500. And then the pivot low from January, which is 33,000. If that gets taken out, the big battle is going to be around this 30,000, 29,000 level, which was the lows from 2021. So again, usually, when things break, it's usually a bigger move than just this. I would love to see it fail and kind of get back in this range and start breaking up. But right now, probabilities, unfortunately, are against Bitcoin. And I'm on the bearish side. I have to be, just because the charts are saying that. Number one, if we got back in this range after breaking, that would be intriguing to me. It wouldn't be enough to make me bullish. But then if we ever got above here, then that would be like, okay, now the bear flag is negated. It is over. It's been canceled out. And that would get me on the bullish side. But basically, for people out there that are wondering what the heck they should do, again, have a game plan. Like, are you going to dollar cost average every 5,000 or 3,000 down? Are you going to exit and then look to buy out lower? Or are you just going to hold on, close your eyes, and pray to the Bitcoin gods? Have a game plan and just follow it. It's better than being stuck out and getting emotionally charged and then doing the wrong thing at the wrong time, which so many people do.
Gareth, tell us, does this make you bullish on Cardano? Do you want to go ahead and trade some? Are you going to ape into Cardano right now because they have a stable coin?
No, I mean, I'm just, and this is from an outsider's perspective. By the way, I learned so much from just sitting here and listening to you guys, so I appreciate that. But there's so many of these stable coins starting to pop up, and if Cardano is going to have one as well, I'm just not sure. What's the ultimate purpose? Like, what does it achieve to have more and more stable coins? And you guys could maybe answer this.
There's nothing really.
Oh, okay.
I think the only thing to be honest, I feel like the only thing, when I see a stable coin, it means that there's going to be more money that stays in the crypto market cap, the entire crypto market cap, because there's not going to be volatility. There'll be there could be less volatility because people, after they're done trading something, they can simply swap their Cardano to the Cardano stablecoin with a really low transaction fee. They don't have to bridge. They don't have to do any crazy stuff.
Right.
And so it can stay there. So maybe that might help. But at the same time, just because we have this liquidity there doesn't mean somebody's going to actively move it back into the market right away. Because if the entire market's down, I stay flat a lot. There's a lot of times where I'll stay flat when there's a lot of volatility. So maybe that's what's happening. And I do like the fact that, we can peg it's 1-to-1 by the US dollar. And I'm excited Gareth's on for this one because this is his get down, kind of, sort of. Well, with TradFi stuff. So SEC finds NVIDIA. Did I say that correctly?
NVIDIA.
Yep.
NVIDIA, whatever. SEC fines NVIDIA $5.5 million for not disclosing crypto mining impact on gaming business. What in the actual F?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that jumps out at me, right, is that it was 5.5 million, and NVIDIA's market cap is 500 something billion dollars. So it's like literally like a drop of water in a lake. Yeah, to them. But still, I agree. It does seem petty, right? Even the fact that it's so small is almost like, did it cost them more to do the research and find this versus what they're actually getting out of it? So, I mean, I think without knowing more details, like what exactly were they doing, it basically was a warning, right? I think that's really what it is. It's like, if it was anything serious, it would have been $1 billion fine for this company. So I think it was just basically like a warning and saying, hey guys, we have to do this just so you guys are aware. It's like pricking you with a pin, just to be aware in the future. Don't mess up. Be sure you're disclosing things the way we we want them. And that's what it really is, right? Like you said, they mentioned it before, but obviously they didn't mention it in the proper way that the SEC wants. So again, it's really nothing in the scheme of things, but you're right. It is the SEC just trying to flex their muscle.
California moves to embrace cryptocurrency and regulate it. And now to my notes. In March 2022, Newsom signed an executive order for state agencies to move in tandem with the federal government to create regulations for crypto. On the 4th of May, which how dare he do this on the 4th of May, may the 4th force be with you, California became the first state to start examining how to adopt crypto and other related innovations, Web3, blockchain, NFTs, et cetera. This is actually BS from this article because they were doing that in 2019. I had former lawmaker Ian Calderon on my show, and he passed a bill helping them do that. So yeah, Wendy-O got that first. The executive order also calls for officials to explore incorporating broader blockchain computing coding into government operations and should be out in front figuring out how to adopt these new technologies. The order asks the Fed to consider creating its own digital currency. Gareth, as a investor, give us your perspective, a trader, investor, give us your perspective on a CBDC and how it is going to impact, I guess, traditional and crypto markets from your perspective. I think this is going to be a good one. Good answer.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's an interesting situation, right? Because the idea of crypto, the decentralization of it, or at least some of it, and then you have also the ability that you have this max run, right? So when you bring in a digital currency that's run by, whether it's the central bank or the US government, it's to me, I'm not seeing the difference, right? And they can just print as much as they want anyways. So it to me, it doesn't displace anything with the cryptocurrencies that we have, like Bitcoin or any of these other ones necessarily. I just think it's them trying to catch up to the digital yuan. We know China already brought that out to the market. That is definitely a play for the global reserve currency being the digital yuan. And I think the central banks here, they have to play catch up at this point. But I think the bottom line is the recognition among the political players is that you need to be able to track everyone's spending. And this basically makes it so that, you know, if everyone's using a digitalized currency, there's always a way to track and make sure people are paying their taxes. I mean, everything is just becoming digitalized, and it's going to be harder to get away with things. You know, for those of us that you pay your babysitter in cash, guess what? If it's in a digital currency now, and then they're going to still have to pay taxes on that. While I would promise you the babysitters we have probably aren't reporting their income.
Gareth,
oh,
Gareth,
boy.
Gareth, go ahead. Gareth, you got 45 seconds.
Oh, wow. Thank you. So I think it's good. It's a good step for obviously South Korea. I think it's awesome. I didn't know about the 2 presidential candidates that are running. I think that's fantastic. I think that overall, the more the world adopts it and more jobs are related to crypto and the blockchain, that's everything, right? So politicians, what do they care about? People having jobs, people making money, that makes them look good. And therefore, that's the biggest deal here. In regards to Ripple, I mean, you know, I would just say the chart. You guys know I'm a chart people.
Show us a chart. Show us the Ripple chart.
All right. So it tells you something big's coming out, and I'm going to tell you why. So I'm going to call here. I say within 3 weeks, we have a decision here. And the reason I say that is because look at how it's just hovering inside of this range. You know, whenever you get these 2 lines are going to meet at some point, let's say 3 weeks out, it's going to force price either to break out or break down. My guess is that price breaks out or breaks down on that decision, and it will happen within 3 weeks.
So Gareth, tell everybody where they can find you, and then Samurai Stash.
Gareth Soloway at Twitter. So at Gareth Soloway on Twitter. My one website, verifiedinvestingcrypto.com, and the other website, inthemoneystocks.com. One's crypto, one's stocks. So pick your poison.